Did you know that one of the greatest Christian leaders actually used to murder Christians? Paul wasn't always a leader. Apostle Paul wasn't always a leader. In fact, his first name was Saul. Paul is his God-given name. And he used to get Christians from their home, drag them out of their homes, kill them, and watch them die. But then he had an encounter with Jesus on the road to Damascus, and it changed his life forever. It changed him forever. It made him become a faithful believer in God, and God truly redeemed who he was. He was beaten after becoming a man of God. He was beaten, he was in prison, and he was abandoned by those around him, not by God, but by those around him. And when he could have lost faith, he kept going, and he kept steadfast in his faith, and he kept growing. He used to call himself the absolute worst of sinners, but God called him chosen. And when you're chosen by God, you are redeemed by God, and you are washed of your sins, and you are made new. And when I tell you that Paul is radical in his ways, yes, and his character development is 10 out of 10. He's absolutely one of my favorite people in the Bible. And the fact that he was probably the least likely, if you think about it, the least likely to become a believer, and he did. And then he ends up writing most of the New Testament, which is absolutely insane. But I adore Paul. I love his transformation, and I feel like his story is such an amazing testament to the fact that God redeems anyone. God redeems anyone. You are never too far gone to be redeemed by God. So in fact, your past, although many may think it will disqualify you, and because you're too far gone, you're like, well, God cannot redeem me. Look at the story of Paul and truly read Paul in Acts and Corinthians. Read the stories of Paul. Read the New Testament heavily, and you will see that he thought that he was so far gone and he was the worst of sinners, and then he became one of the most prolific figures in the Bible.